WIFTV-PM.
Peace, everybody out there. What's going on? This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner, Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. on What's In It for the Black People Media Network.
Hey, I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let it see tomorrow. No. 52 wounded, 10 murdered in a weekend. Homicides on women are increasing. 12 blinking at us for no reason. Feel like we going off the deep end. They still ain't found Kierico. Reported missing about a year ago. And she was pregnant with a little one. Her family praying for a miracle. Taxi being Kanika ain't get no justice. Where the energy they have is just these Smollett. I done heard every theory, but where the suspect? Ain't no luck, yeah. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' let it see tomorrow. No. Woman found dead, baby cut out of her womb. I wish it wasn't true. Another woman shot down while her baby in her arms. Can somebody call a truce? This is genocide, honestly. We still remember Tyshawn Lee. I'm implementing new policies, trying to save the generation under me. We gotta drop the sticks and put the poles up. Your man is a weapon, you need to load up. I couldn't imagine losing one of my daughters.
Shoot, I wanna glow up. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. I pray we don't get lost in all our sorrow. I say I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears. I'm crying real tears for Chicago. We don't know if we gon' live to see tomorrow. No.
There's gotta be some changes made. Oh, now in your life.
I don't know what the fuck be making niggas think they can fuck with me. Stay with a small circle to ensure I stay sucker free. Peace to the niggas rockin', those that truly got love for me. To the women that be lustin' me, they dreamin' of fucking me. Lick your fingertips and rub your clit to this and let my voice bring you the climax. My raps is more real than any 3D or IMAX. Listen and digest this fly shit like Venus flytraps. Side-eye niggas that speak on my city is Chirac. Niggas love glorifying stupid shit, the useless shit in front of cameras, goofy capping, act as if you used to shit. With Max producing shit, how could I fall short? I hit the booth and get the kicking shit of all sorts. Listen, I'm just a product of the inner city. I remember plenty nights there wasn't any lights and with no dinner in me. I was in tune with the harsh realities of life at an early age. Was used to struggle at an early stage. That made me appreciate the small shit. So now I kick that off the wall shit that leave these rapping niggas all sick. They say jealousy and envy get you nowhere, so I'd rather not go there. These niggas panic when I touch mics, I'm Rudy Gobert. I ain't the type to talk jazzy while hiding behind a screen naming Abby. You pushing buttons or trying to get at me, huh? I'm John Wick with the shit. I'm killing everything while bitches sleeping on me. I'm setting fire to bed frames, replacing alarm clocks with time bombs to bomb spots. This onslaught's for certain. These other niggas is long shots. Dousing your mattress in gasoline. It's asinine to try to find a rapper that rap is mean. I haven't seen a rap nigga that worry me yet. So far ahead of my time, I got fans that ain't heard of me yet. I'm not the nigga you should step to disrespectful. If I address you, won't be no rescue. They gon' have to dress you in a black suit and some dress shoes. Unless you suicidal or glutton for punishment, I'll never choose to rival the motherfuckers I'm running with.
And they get it poppin'. I'm with my cousins and they get it crackin'. We keep that pistol though, we don't be lacking. We don't watch TV and we don't be yakking. Keep a little bitch to receive the packet. My jewelry booming like, ooh, I'm mackin'. My whip is black and that tear is khaki. I'm pulling up like, ooh, I'm mackin'. 223s a do you badly. Just like my brother, I'm moving badly. I fuck with him, might move to Cali. Number so low, I'm doing damage. I know these pussy and nigga can't stand it. Turning down bitches like knobs and phantom. I'm on 8 a.m., I'm put her on film. I'm right little bitch out of gym. I'm trying to make me some money. I'm stuffing these hundreds. I made a few bands in these town. They gon' respect the whole South. I'ma bring it on home. I'm in water with sauce and I swim. I know I got me a style and these niggas gon' bite it, but know where they fucking with him. I put my feet in these ballads and step out that palace. I know I'm the first in here. I'm trying to stack up their money. I'm saving the hundreds. I'm packing like Madison Square. They say a nigga getting cocky. Well, I feel like Rocky. I'm rocking these rocks in my ear. I know these y'all could be watching, but I keep that rocking. My brother been running the till. I do this shit for the gangster, the pimps, and the players. I'm working these bitches like tools. It gon' take nigga a little time to get on my level. I know they been peeping my move. Jump on a plane, she flying to get it. Shawty can't wait, she dying to get it. Fairway shit ain't my religion. I don't need a nigga for shit. That boy a problem, he getting too cocky. I'm with that fairway shit, niggas just slopping. I'm with some brothers and they get it popping. I'm with my cousins and they get it cracking. We keep that pistol though, we don't be lacking. We don't watch TV and we don't be yakking. Keep a little bitch to receive the packet. My jewelry booming like, ooh, I'm macking. My whip is black and that tear is khaki. I'm pulling up like, ooh, I'm macking. 223s a do you badly. Just like my brother, I'm moving badly. I fuck with him, might move to Cali. Number so low, I'm doing damage. I know these pussy and nigga can't stand it. Turning down bitches like knobs and phantom. I'm on 8 a.m., I'm put her on film. I'm right little bitch out of gym. I'm trying to make me some money. I'm stuffing these hundreds. I made a few bands in these town. They gon' respect the whole South. I'ma bring it on home. I'm in water with sauce and I swim. I know I got me a style and these niggas gon' bite it, but know where they fucking with him.
Traffic jam fan, you know. I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Same shit everywhere, saw it in the A out on Old Nat. Sucker free suckers can't take the heat, nah they gon' rap. Big dumb cats, big guns clap. Another brother dead, another mother son lack. I'm from the era where the niggas did scrap. Seen the same person shot with two different straps. You don't want this, now you don't want that. Tired of fuck shit, wanna take a nap. I'm a dog on these chicks, just a different cat. Must make at least a M to make the impact. Made just paint the Benz matte black. Fresh head to toe, never wore socks that didn't match. Cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Nigga, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Check, I'm from the middle of the map. I get around, I've been there and back. Born in Gary, Indian, just to be exact. Got family in the go and family in the nap. Talking money, shit hit my jack. If it don't make sense, shit I can sense that. Blowing big loud, never the mid pack. See you talk, that's just big cap. nigga, I walk the walk with graduation hats. Fuck your opinion, nigga, in fact. You fuck my bitch, shit, I tip my hat. Now she dead to me, can't bring her back. Play the game, play the field, never been set. Bulls game, flow seats just like my Benz mats. Blood to my lips, gun on my hip, her project pack. Act not my cup of tea, rather sip some yak, cause I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. Look, I get around, I've been there and back. I'm from the middle of the map. We ride big Chevys, big Cadillacs. I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map. We shaking up, don't give too much that. Nah, I'm from the middle of the map. Granny's moved up top, cook so food and got us fat. Yeah, I'm from the middle of the map. I'm from the middle of the map.
We all remember our life before COVID-19. The parades, the lakefront barbecues, taste of Chicago, the happy hours, and most importantly, loving those unforgettable moments with our friends and families. Getting Chicago vaccinated is what will make the activities we miss safe for everyone. So let's get back to it, Chicago. Let's come together to end this pandemic. Find your vaccine at chi.gov/COVIDvax.
WIIFTBPM.
Listening to the Bigs with Eugene, McIntosh, and Terrence Tomlin.
He's bare-chested,
Right here on What's in It for the Black People Media. What's good? You back down on the soil rocking with the Bigs on What's in It for the Black People Media.
WIIFTBPM.
live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio. You're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size.
And just like that, we are back down from the West End for the Black People Media Studios. It is the big, the livest, illest independent sports media outlet in the land. I'm your man T-Tom, coming to you as usual with my brother Gene. Was good,
What's the Benoski?
man. It's all good. Enjoying this cloudy. It's smoky outside, and I caught a little piece of the weather report that was interesting. But yeah, it's cloudy, smoky. Probably won't get above 75 today, but I'm still feeling good.
Is that smoke coming from the West Coast, man?
Yeah, man. And the wildfires from over 1,000 miles away have found their way into the atmosphere over here, and they got it looking really cloudy / smoky outside. But like I said, other than that, man, things are good on my side. I'm feeling good to be back in front of family. So you know what it is.
Likewise, brother. Happy to be back down on the soil with the family members, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with the brothers. You all know we the love is much appreciated. And any time that we got a day, what's today? Wednesday?
Yes, it is.
Well, we were off. We weren't here Monday because we had that
business.
right. We had a little business to handle. So anytime we have a day off, it feels like we missed out on a week or something, right?
Definitely, I don't know. Do we got a case of the Mondays on Wednesday?
It's kind of seeming like it a little bit.
Definitely. I feel like it's hump day, so it's not unusual to have a case of the Mondays on Wednesday. But you know what we're here for. To help you get over the hump. You're probably coming up on your lunch break, maybe just wrapping up your lunch break. Go ahead and get your sports fix from the Bigs.
Lots of things going on. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for bringing home the Larry O'Brien Trophy after a 50-year hiatus.
It's been 50 years since they, and that was
how ironic.
Was that Luau Center?
It was Luau, but how ironic. It was a 50-piece.
It's been 50 years, and Giannis hung a 50-piece on the Suns last night, bruh. Gino, I feel like since Giannis has been in the league, it's probably safe to say I haven't paid him too much attention. But this playoff,
you know, the bandwagon doors are wide open right now.
It's looking like the 60s when they used to see how many people they can pile in the car. That's how it's looking on Giannis's bandwagon right now. But rightfully so, because the level that he got to in the NBA Finals, like, he's up there with the immortals, bro. You know what I mean? He's up there with the class of their own names, with the things he was able to accomplish in this postseason. Last night, Gino, just from start to finish, this man just as relentless as I've ever seen anybody. Like, if it's somebody that wanted to win a ring last night, and I'm not saying that anybody on the Suns didn't, but you probably didn't want it more than Giannis wanted it last night. One of the most elite, flawless performances I've ever seen in a championship performance. Giannis had those guys on his back, and he did not let up all night, bro. It was an absolutely masterful performance from Giannis Antetokounmpo. And honestly, Gino, it was very, very it was entertaining. It was cool to see him do what he did last night.
Yeah, very, very entertaining. Giannis definitely put up one of the greatest performances of all time. And like you said, obviously we know how much the Phoenix Suns, who hadn't been to the finals since '93, when the Bulls beat the Suns in 6 back in '93. But so it's been a 28-year drought for them as well. But I'm sure that they wanted it just as much as the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah. But I think Giannis has some extra ammo inside of him.
He was by far the best player in the series.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But I think just the fact of everyone, they hear they read the stories. They hear the podcast. The way social media is taking over the world. These guys have a front row seat of, what's going on in their world. So I know Giannis heard the backlash about him staying in Milwaukee and signing that super max, and instead of testing the waters. And I mean, you saw how he thought about the super team, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. But it says a lot about him, because if you go back to some of his tweets, if you go back to his tweet from like 2014, he said, I'll be in Milwaukee until we're a champion. Until we build a championship contender, I'll be here. So it says a lot about his character. If you saw his post-game press conference, and people that have followed Giannis, obviously us being in the business, as part of our job to, know the history and the background of some of these guys. So we know, Giannis coming from humble beginnings, him and his brother sharing shoes in order to play ball. And, he talked about his mom having to sell stuff in the streets just to, find a way for, them to make it to the next day. So it was great to see Giannis finally reach the mountaintop the way that he wanted to do it. So I think it says a lot, and I don't think a lot of people understand, because, again, man, I go through these Facebook groups, and you should see some of these posts, but I've learned to just keep to scroll. I read and scroll and read and scroll. I don't comment. I keep my comments to myself, because some of the stuff is just ridiculously stupid takes, hot takes. Mm-hmm. So I saw a lot of Giannis, what word would I? It's kind of disrespect. People are so caught up into what he can't do. Well, he can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot a jumper.
Did you see what this man
Brother,
did last night?
I'm just saying,
the free throw line?
I'm just saying, and that was the
obviously that was the key part of the game. The free
Much
throws
better.
was
Yes, he was shooting 59% at the line.
doesn't matter when they
went
counted
15 to
most.
17.
Was he 15 to 17 or was he
16 to
17 to 19?
17 to 19. I know he just missed the last one to get to 51, but
Right.
he had hit like 12, 13 straight.
He hit them when they counted, and
Bruh.
I just think people focused on too much on what he can't do, which is not much. I mean, just imagine Giannis with a jumper. This is the same thing we say.
Look, the thing is, and I thought Jeff Van Gundy said something that kind of put it in a nutshell during the broadcast yesterday. He said every time Giannis shoots a jump shot, the Suns breathe a sigh of relief.
All day.
And it's because he can get to the rim from whatever angle and score anytime he wants. Those arms, he could be going out of bounds.
As you saw 2, 3, 4 times last night, he was headed out of bounds and somehow
Kissing it
miraculous.
off the middle of the backboard, bruh. Like, that's just a whole. That's why. First of all, that's why they call him the freak.
Right.
I can't think of any other player in the league today that can do that. That wouldn't have been a like Jay Crowder was playing good defense, like good physical defense.
And
you know what I mean?
And you know the saying, great offense beats great defense any day.
What are you gonna do when this man is coming full speed at you?
Yeah.
And
like DJ said before you walked in, the fact that Giannis knew that game was on him. Like we can't go back to Phoenix. So I'm gonna do everything in my power. I know I'm gonna have to do a little bit of everything. So he's gonna get 10 rebounds because he's 6'11". The 50 points was, like I said, 17 out of 19 from the line, 5 blocks, 5 assists. He averaged 30? I think he averaged 35, 12, and 5 assists on the series. So, big shout out to Giannis, man. Like I said, I've grown, even though the Milwaukee Bucks are in our division, and there's just no way I was rooting for the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to our boy Danny, D Earl on Facebook. I know he just hit me up a few seconds ago. He's one of Milwaukee. He's actually Mr. Milwaukee in the N1 tournament. They called him Mr. Milwaukee. He was on the N1 tour, but it's one of my best guys. Milwaukee Bucks fan to the fullest, so he just hit me up a few minutes ago and said the parade is tomorrow, and they are going crazy. He said he ain't been to sleep yet, so
it was damn near 100,000 people out
65
there.
outside,
And
30 inside.
Yeah, man.
Probably another fan
probably came afterwards. You know what I mean? It was a very, the overhead shot to the crowd outside was really crazy. Just people as far as the eye could see, but I feel like you knew that that's the Bucks fan base. They got a really solid fan base for a small market, and Giannis to do that after signing the extension. We got he has the MVPs. He has the Defensive Player of the Year. He was a Most Improved Player, the All-Stars. Like, he's been putting on for the Bucks since he's been in the league, and for him to get the championship at 26, like legendary stuff. I saw an interesting parallel. They said that, and I don't mean to bring LeBron into it, but the age difference between LeBron and Giannis is the same age difference that it was between Mike and Iverson. And I was like, that is an interesting look when you look at the generations, and I remember when right now, Allen Iverson, not the same age, but they're the same age difference apart. You know what I mean? So I don't know how. Well, how old is
LeBron?
Yeah,
he's got to be 36,
and
Giannis is
26. So 10 years. When Allen Iverson first came into the league, he was 10 years younger than Mike.
Right? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so the fact that Giannis has kind of like cemented himself as the new king, the new face of the league. Like, I'm excited for what's next in his career, bro. Like, the trajectory that he was on. I said at the top of the show, I was kind of side-eyeing it. But I feel like if he gets better, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he can, and that's what I'm saying. Now Giannis develops a jump shot. Because last night he was hitting it. He was just step back, a fade away.
The 1-3 he took, nothing but net.
And that's all about seeing the ball go on the rim and knowing what's at stake, knowing that we can't go back to Phoenix, so I got to do all I can.
Bruh.
So now he takes because most of his off seasons have been, you saw the 2013 and
different dude.
21. He was 198 when he got drafted. He's 245
It
now.
like looked like he got a little taller.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, so now he's got his body. He's a grown man now. Like you said, 2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, All-Star every year. Now he's a Finals MVP and the champion. So now the world is his. So yeah, now just imagine Giannis adding to an already one-of-a-kind game.
Period.
It could get ugly.
It definitely could get ugly. I'm laughing honestly, and we can get to the super team comments because I feel like that's what I spent the most time thinking about last night and this morning, bruh. But I did think of guys like James Harden. I did think of guys like KD and Kyrie, who I feel like have made it known that if they're going to be on the team, they want another top guy with, you know what I mean, another elite guy with them. I just don't want to say a top guy because I want to make the distinction between what I think a super team is and who I think the Bucks are. I want it to be clear. You know what I mean? Because did you see what Steven Jackson said today on TV?
No.
He got on TV this morning and said that he doesn't want to hear the super team talk because the Bucks are a super team.
The Bucks, okay, is that all he said?
And he broke it down. He was like, if you look at their top 3 players, they are top 10. He said top 5 or 10 at their position.
That's true.
So he went Giannis, Chris Middleton, and then said Drew Holiday. And he was like, don't act like Drew Holiday hasn't been an upper echelon point guard since he was in Philly.
Nah, I won't say that. I won't say Drew Holiday has been an upper echelon point guard since he was in Philly. Drew Holiday has been a very good point. Upper echelon is, I mean, even though he's going to the Olympic team Friday.
Yeah.
But upper echelon is top 5.
He's been in the league for a while.
He has. Upper echelon is top 5. Drew Holiday ain't top 5.
And he's never been top 5.
Exactly. But I do understand where Jack is coming from. But I think as far as super team, and I think that's defined differently depending on who you talk to. But super team. Define super team.
When you have a top 3 player at more than 2 positions.
So now it's just 2 because most teams that are contending for NBA championships have top 5 players at 2 positions. Now it's 3.
Well, I feel like it was at 3, and now I feel like
Devin Booker and Chris Paul.
Back to 2. It went back to a duo.
But look
at Brooklyn.
Do you need 3? That's what I'm saying. KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
I feel like that if I'm Brooklyn, I gotta trade one of those. You know what I mean? I may look into moving one of those guys to fill out my team because I feel like Brooklyn saw how shaky that top-heavy roster build can be, bro. Right. And the Bucks and the NBA as a whole, even with the Lakers, I know they got LeBron and AD, but I feel like the talent level of the rest of the team kind of evened out. And when it was a big 3 in the LeBron Miami Heat days or the
Ray Allen and those guys.
Yeah, the Celtics or even the Spurs. Yeah, I mean, I throw them in there.
Timmy, Manu, Tony.
And even young Kawhi, bro. Like, he was Finals MVP.
That was later. Now, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know?
Exactly.
And I just feel like the Bucks, I wouldn't consider them a super team. I wouldn't consider the Suns a super team.
So why don't you consider the Bucks a super team?
I feel like they're just more traditionally built, and as a team, and not. I mean, I know Giannis is not a traditional, player, but when you look at, go ahead.
No, I agree with you as far as that, but when you look at the addition of Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker, who his contribution is kind of going under the radar because the numbers.
And it was a new role for him.
But he plays winning basketball.
100%.
That's a guy you need 100%. On your team. So I feel like guys like that.
He would have a bigger role on any other team probably.
Yeah.
PJ Tucker.
But if you're contending for a championship, that guy can play a bunch of different roles.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his contribution is kind of going, under the radar. But
Brooks Lopez.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at Brook Lopez, when you look at Bobby Portis, these are really good players, bro.
And I feel like Brooks Lopez is a good parallel to Drew Holiday. They've probably been the same level of player at their position for their entire career. When Brooks came in, he was a top draft pick.
Right.
Stayed one of the top centers in the league. Yeah, I mean, maybe not top 5, but I feel like Brooks Lopez has always been a top 10 player at his position since he's been here.
Which is the center.
Yeah.
And that's really not hard to do.
Yeah,
and I'm not to take anything from Brook Lopez
because he's the center was on the was declining.
And that's another reason why I say guys like him, their contributions are going under the rug, because what I talked about before the series started, when we saw Giannis go down in Atlanta, the key for them was not to relegate Brook Lopez to being a three-point shooter, having him standing in the corner. Now, that's the way the NBA has played, all out, and you drive and kick. But Brook Lopez was most dominant around the rim. Dunks last night.
Man, bro.
Euros to the teardrops.
Aggressive.
He'll shoot the three every now and then. That's what I'm saying. But so I think those type of guys that contribute to a championship team, they don't get the credit they deserve. But when I'm looking at the comments and I see bro. So Shaka says a super team is starting all pro players, not all-star players. All pro and all-star statuses, there's a difference in my opinion. I saw another one. Garda says, my definition of a super team is such. A team with more than one Hall of Fame type of player playing in their prime. Outside of Giannis, there are no Hall of Fame potential players on that team.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel like those guys, Chris Middleton has a chance. I mean, I feel like he's put together a career in the NBA where if he continues to ascend, and he has. Yeah, I mean, I feel like in this postseason, Coach Bud showed that Chris Middleton can handle the ball at the end of the game, bro. That's elite territory.
Chris Middleton made big shots last night down the stretch. Bobby Portis,
after he was gassed,
right?
Yeah, he dug like in front of our faces. He dug deeper than he ever did. You know what I mean?
All right, even Bobby Portis made 2 mid-range shots in that fourth quarter that were clutch shots.
Yes.
So that's you're gonna depend, you're gonna rely, and you're gonna fall back on your superstar, which is Giannis. And let's not get it twisted. Giannis is the hardest worker on that team. He's the first one in the building and the last one out. So when the standard is set, the guys, like Shaq calls them, the others, you have no choice. So the fact that Giannis was able to lead those guys at such a young age, it says a lot. But as far as the super team is concerned, like I said, the definition, depending on who you're talking to, it's wide range. So
I know the comment, the initial comment in the press conference, I thought was one of the coldest.
That I could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, but I chose the hard. He was like, this is the hard way.
So DJ, give me your definition of a super team, and do you think the Bucks are a super team?
I'm with you, man. I don't think they was a super team. It was kind of like, I guess a little bit better than Toronto, but other than Giannis.
Mostly organic, outside of.
But I'm a real good team. Like,
a well put together team.
Well put together team to where, like you said, like Giannis.
Super team. So so not being a super team means not adding any, like they all have to be homegrown? Is that part of the prerequisite of being a super?
That's not it. It's when you, I guess it's when you have like 3 of at least the top 10.
Yeah,
like
man.
When you got
that's where my mind was
the top 10. Then
on 3 of the top 10 players in the league on one team.
At least top 15 too. That's a super team. Like when you got three players that you know if they was on their own team,
They would be
the star,
the number one.
They would be each going for a scoring title. Like that's a super team.
So let's look around the league. LeBron and AD.
I'm not calling
I'm
that
not calling that a
team.
super team.
Why not?
They not they age
It's
and
still
they
just two.
Yeah, you're just two.
I like the
So
age.
three. So now we
And the
saying
injury.
three people
Yes,
need
for
to be a
sure.
super team.
At
For
least
sure, at
three.
least three.
Yep.
At least three.
A big three is overdoing it.
So a big three
It's a
is
super
a part
team.
of the prerequisite of a super team.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So we set the boundary there.
And I feel like the proof in that is that when it came to the money, I mean, the big three template only lasted so long. It's like, you know what, we can't keep or pay all. Let's keep two. You know what I mean? The two is the max.
Well, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden.
Super team.
That's a super
It's
super
a super
team.
team, and I feel like that it's. And I'm gonna go ahead and call out James Harden. I feel like it's his turn on the Summer Jam screen. G. His mindset and how he approaches the game is suckerish, bruh. You know what I mean? It's no way around it anymore. And I feel like that comment from Giannis could have been directly at James Harden. We know how vocal he was talking about, it doesn't take much skill to do what he does and all of this, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, James Harden been at home that time of year, every year outside of one. Then he plays dead
Plays dead.
at for his last days with the Houston Rockets after they spent the whole time he was there rolling out the red carpet for him. They ate his when he had to be strip club James during the playoffs. They dealt with it, and then the next season he comes back and he's like, I'm not ever playing for y'all again. I put on a fake 15 pounds, and then he says, take me to Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie, a team that even without Kyrie or KD last year, they made the playoffs.
So I think Giannis's comments in that post-game presser were obviously super team. Again, you can point at a bunch of different teams in the league, but I think they were 100% directed at James Harden. Because remember his comments about Giannis years ago about being 7 foot with no skill level and just being able to run everybody over?
You know what I remember? I remember Giannis launching that ball at his face. When it was no buck in sight, he like, you know what, fuck this.
And I think that's another thing about Giannis that people don't really understand. Like, he's a dog.
Oh, man.
Like, he ain't going, bro.
Have y'all heard, like, his comments?
That's what like,
if I was on the Suns, I'm looking like, we may be dead meat. Like, this dude is locked in. Like, this is the moment that he was dreaming about when he was sharing those kicks with his brother, bro. Like, D-Book finna stop him.
and we'll get to the Phoenix Suns because we'll get to the Phoenix Suns. We're talking Milwaukee Bucks and super team right now. But so I want to read. So Grant Hodden, he says super team is a LeBron, Bosh, and Wade in their prime that came together. That's the first and what defined it. No.
No, I don't
Boston,
agree.
Stop it, yo.
But
Bucks
look,
definitely don't go back further enough.
but I'm going back even further than that. We can go back to the 80s with the Lakers and the Celtics.
But they was drafted, the majority of them was drafted there, right?
And free agency wasn't what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's different. When you know you are three of the top 15.
It has to take a
and you
certain
come
level of clicking
together,
up.
You know, that is a super
So
team.
the Bulls, the 96 to 98 Bulls was a super team with
No,
Scotty,
they was
Mike,
not.
and the Worm.
They was not
And
a
Tony?
super team. They was not a super team. But
they
they
may
are
have
a
been
super
on the
team.
cusp.
And they are a super team.
Because that's how raw they were. But as far as the definition
Okay.
of these days,
it's not.
because
Exactly.
Tony was drafted by the
Hold on,
Bulls,
drafted.
Scotty,
Hold on.
Mike.
Scotty was also drafted.
Rodman
Mike
had
was drafted.
but Rodman had the reputation of top 2, 3.
Oh, the Worm was
But
top.
they already had 1-3 without him, though. They already won 3
They
without
already
him.
run through without him, but they still added him when they need. When
So-
they,
so-
The rebounder, though.
but he still came, and I feel like that addition
Oh, he was
was
was.
super team esque. It's
You know what?
like
It's super. You're right.
that's like
super
it's
team,
a
man, because you
the
know
rich got richer. You know,
I'm sure we saw like in the 90s, everybody had those shirts where it was Jordan as Batman, and then it was Rodman,
And
you know,
Horace
and
Grant.
then it was no.
This
one it
before
was like,
Rodman
no,
came,
no,
yeah.
no, like I'm talking about once Rodman got that, it was always Jordan, Pippen, Rodman on the shirt. If you ever see, so
Yeah,
I can feel you. I can feel you, but Rodman, Rodman didn't have that like effect like.
But
Big Three had.
DJ, this is what I be trying to tell people is that it's only one Mike, there's only one Scotty, so there has to be the other contributing factors that contribute to an NBA champion. And I think Dennis Rodman's contribution as being the defender, the rebounder, the crazy guy who you need on the team.
Man.
I think it played a huge role. But I agree, I don't think that was a super team.
Like
in this definition that we're using today.
Now, like, what can he do as your third best person on your team? You're categorizing as the best rebounder and defensive. That's it. You know, we're looking at teams like the Nets, like James Harden, KD, Irving.
It was 30 a game.
They can get 30, you know what I'm saying, 30 a game. If Rodman got you 30, he was out there killing the night, you know?
Then
Like,
Rodman,
he got you
I don't
10.
think he had
Right.
one 30-point game.
Right.
My point exactly. But he probably had a 30 rebound game, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's exact. I feel like that's kind of teetering the line of both things can be true. You bring in a cat that's can rake on the boards like that, and you already got Mike. Like if I'm Mike, I'm telling Dennis.
Hey man,
you
do
don't
whatever
ever
you
have to look at the basket.
do whatever you want to do outside this court.
Clean up.
Long as you come out here and do what we need you to do, I don't care what you do outside of this court. So
That's like scary elite though, to have somebody come in and be able to focus only on defense and rebounds. But you know what? I'm willing to not say, because I feel like the way the Celtics and the Heat came together, it's clear that was a super team. They got together because they couldn't win alone.
Does the age count? Because people that say KG, Ray, and Paul Pierce were in their mid 30s.
They were older, but they were still
prime.
good enough.
Exactly.
They was like right at the peak, like we got
to scare the rest of the league.
Exactly.
2-3
years.
for
Yeah, we
sure.
got 2 years
You
at
know
our
what I'm
peak.
saying?
Right.
Right. 2 years peak, 3 years we'll be at the.
That's our
down
last
peak.
hit. That's it.
Down. So yeah, I believe they came together at the right moment. Like they gave, like Ray gave the Seattle whatever all them years.
Same with everybody. KG gave Minnesota all his years.
Together and boom, but it was still a super. That's the original big three.
Okay. So, and
see, like Golden State to me wasn't a super team until KD goes.
right, Clay, Dre, and Steph.
All drafted.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
I
super
agree with
team.
that. I agree with that.
But you put KD on that.
Yeah, that's a super team. That's a
come
cheat.
on, man.
The
That's
best player in the league.
Come on.
Top 3 player in the league. That's a cheat.
I feel like the league needs to let Giannis' comments be the death of the super team era, bruh. Like after.
So you don't agree with Steven Jackson?
No, I think that it's first of all, it's because I feel like it takes away from what Giannis, the level that he was on in the finals. Like, no, bruh. He was a superhuman in that series, even after going down 2 games. Like, he just went to another level. And the Suns had no answer for it, bruh. Like, I don't want to take anything away from that fact. I don't want to take anything away from the fact that the Bucks were able to help Chris Middleton ascend to a level that I didn't think he had in him, honestly. I didn't know Chris Middleton had that work.
But I think, back to what I think it was the Giannis effect.
Yeah, man.
Knowing that, okay, 2 years ago when I was an all-star and I signed my big money deal,
Yo.
I had this. But now that I'm able to rely on this guy to be able to will us through.
And don't forget, he is the outcast star in the league. Like, he didn't grow up playing with these guys.
He was a second-round pick, too. Oh, you mean Giannis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't.
No AAU.
Yeah, no AAU.
No high school. No
that.
McDonald's All-American.
So I get why it's kind of like the rest of the league kind of hates on him, but I feel like it's over. You know what I mean? Like, the days of hating on Giannis are absolutely over. Like, now it's like I'm looking up at Giannis. You know what I mean? Now you looking at James Harden, it's like, bruh, you probably will never play like that.
You might be a Fulioski.
Yeah, like real talk. I'm saying you got the way you approach the game is kind of suckerish, bruh. because you played dead in Houston. When you had an organization eating out of your hands, you basically bled them dry, and now you want to go play with Kyrie and Durant, like.
But also when you talk about Giannis, you talk about the level of dedication that when you look around the league. Hey man, it's obvious that a lot of guys they just hoop because it's what they've done for 20 years. But when you look at Giannis, who came from what he came from, nah, man, I gotta give it my all. You saw and the immediate 5 minutes after that buzzer sounded, when he had to go sit down.
Yeah.
That said it all.
Absolutely. Jalen Rose said something. Did you see him and Kendrick Perkins going?
Yeah, I saw that.
But Jalen Rose said something I thought was just spot on. He was like, we talk about two-way players. Giannis is the best all-around player just on defense. Some of the blocks, even some of the goaltendings, he was getting. I'm like, the only way you get that is if you're the thirstiest mug alive.
Period.
And that's what defense
Supreme
is.
thirst. But see, I even at the gym when we just hooping open gym, I try to tell people. I say, bro, there are so many different ways to affect the game, Joe, that lead to winning.
Man.
It's not about the things that show up on the scoreboard. So when you go back to Giannis, bro, that man is guarding 1 through, not even talking about the blocks. Blocking Devin Booker,
bro.
blocking Mikal Bridges, blocking
at the
CP3.
rim, bro. He's blocking layups.
He's guarding these guys on the wing 1 through 5.
100%. And then for the lack of skill he has, it's damn near impossible to guard him when he's on the wing with the ball.
And then so let's go there. What's the lack of skill? He's not a great.
He's not gonna cross you over.
He is gonna cross you over.
He will put you in the spin cycle.
Crossover, spin move, pearl.
His spin is like deadly, bro. He leaves his feet for like when he comes back down. He got an elbow in your throat and he's past you. What are you going to do about that? He's laying it up.
Or he might be putting it down your throat with the left.
But on defense, how many times was Aiden, their center, at the rim, and Giannis is jumping and leaping in between and blocking it? I'm like, look, man, that wears on the offense as far as their mentality going to the rim. It's like, is Giannis around? And I remember we got on Ben Simmons, remember, in that Philly series when he passed out of that layup and he was like, I was worried about Giannis.
He was worried about Danilo Gallinari.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. But excuse me.
He was worried about Gallo.
You're still in the doghouse. I tried, Ben. Woo, it's still Ben. My bad.
Ben, Ben.
I know the feeling. It's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, DJ.
But yeah, man, I feel like what Giannis said when he got the trophy last night. He said, "Let's run it back." Of course, that perked up my ears because I'm like, okay, the Nets will be at
fully healthy, right?
Yeah, I mean, ain't no telling what is Kawhi going to do. And Gina, I saw some stuff on his situation. We'll talk about it soon, but I don't know if Kawhi is going to stay in LA. It's a lot of teams going to see this and understand they may have to build another super team to beat Giannis if he goes God level again, you know?
The guys in the group chat was saying that they don't see the Bucks getting out the second round next year. I said, see, this is why I don't talk basketball with
in the
y'all,
East.
Man.
I see third round, but I'm with them. I don't think they go back to back.
I mean, going back to back is tough.
It's
going
tough.
back to back is tough.
But they're the NBA champions right now.
And I totally think that they could find a way to win again. Yeah,
You got to really think about it. If you really, you know how you see NBA teams win, and then like especially them players that mean a lot, usually on them deals where it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So they lose a lot of them extra players that may only score 6 points, but they did other things that may make the team win.
Right.
So I don't know how many years Porter's got so you got to see about that same team if that same core is coming back.
Right.
And then Chris Middleton can't go missing like that all the time. And with everybody coming back healthy and stuff, I don't see them going like they might make it out the second round, but I can see it happening though. I can see them losing in the second round too though. We just watched LA win a ship and lose in the first round. So like, why
Well, they
happen?
didn't. I mean, AD was hurt. LeBron was just
That's
coming
what I'm
off.
saying. Anything is possible.
I agree with that.
But
I
also
agree
I
with
feel
that.
like the Lakers gutted what helped them win. Like
True.
they left no more Dwight.
Yeah, I don't think a healthy AD and LeBron win the NBA champ. I don't think the Lakers fully healthy with that team this year win the NBA championship.
I think the only team that could have stopped the Bucks are the Nets. I mean, and we talked about it. If KD's foot was an inch smaller,
right?
Then they're in the finals and not the Bucks. But at the same time, it took a God level performance from KD to beat. I mean, for them to have a chance to beat these guys, even with the injuries. I think that we got to stop sleeping on the Bucks because what about an addition for them? Because I feel like some of the some of the rules that we held them to, a small market team who's gonna want to come play with Giannis. Now it's like who's not gonna want to come play with this team? They're a championship caliber team. Giannis is 26.
You just made Milwaukee.
Years old.
You just made Milwaukee.
What Snoop saying to watch the mother effing spot. Okay,
That's crazy.
and honestly, you gotta tip your cap. I mean, for Giannis to do that in Milwaukee,
And stand on it.
Did you see it was like you said? It was 65,000 people.
You couldn't see anything.
Who
You
doesn't
couldn't-
want to play for a fan base like that?
Yeah, the deal was out last night. So check this out. I'm looking at the comments. Let me see who. So Shaka says Giannis at the end of his career will be the greatest overseas player in NBA history. So I see Randy Span said, what about Luka? Big Bro said better than Dirk, better than Luka, better than Tony Parker.
And not even Tony Parker when you think about Manu Ginobili.
Manu, oh yeah.
You know, and if you really want to go about it with it, Tim Duncan is not from here.
No, Timmy is from the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, Virgin Islands.
I guess you can call it here. You know what I meant. You know,
Players not born in the 50 states.
Yeah, you know, I guess we can call it that, but I don't know. That's a tough one. I do believe that he might though.
Where is he right now?
As far as what?
As far as those names we just dropped, I only maybe heard one or two names that I would take over Giannis right now. Dirk for sure, and even then, Giannis. Yeah, I mean, how many years did it take?
It took Dirk,
and I don't want to put it all on the ring because Dirk.
Yeah, I mean it's
Dirk,
and it's the NBA Finals championship is a team award, bro. Like we got to stop.
Yeah.
Remember when we had this argument, like this debate years ago, and we hit up Kendall Gill in the Instagram DM,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like, man, an NBA championship definitely elevates you, but it's not the end all be all, bro.
100%.
The stars have to basically align for you to win an NBA Finals. We did the stats, the statistics. The facts are 89% of NBA players never win an NBA championship. So salute to those that do, but you can't, that's a team award. That's, a lot go, you talk about the assistant coaches and the managers and the physical therapists and the team doctors and the front office. It's a lot that goes into, holding up that Larry O'Brien trophy. So big shout out to the Bucks though, man. They did the unthinkable. Nobody had the Bucks winning the NBA championship this year.
Yeah, man. They got swept last year, didn't they?
Yep.
Against the Heat. Yeah.
However,
Gino did call it down.
Am I loaded up? Winning the NBA championship. Let me.
I told you, you gotta mute it.
Let me mute that one.
You gotta mute it. You gotta always mute your audio when you come in. You ready?
Milwaukee in 6. Obviously, I'm thinking Giannis is gonna be there. But I'm taking Milwaukee in 6.
Y'all know how I'm coming.
I'm pulling out the
straight
receipts,
to the
man.
point. The Phoenix Suns, honestly, they have been the best team in basketball since the bubble. Yeah, I mean when they went into the bubble, didn't lose, came back the next season, number 2 team in the West for most of the year, and now they're in the NBA Finals. I just don't think.
You think it's their time?
I think it's their time, man. I think that the Phoenix Suns are going to be NBA champions over the next 6 games. I'm going with the Suns.
Sadiq said Phoenix in 7.
That's
Chris
right,
says Chris says Suns in 7. Kenneth still says Suns in 6.
Chris, we got to get right. We got some straightening to do after that Atlanta series.
So I had to pull up the receipts, man, and that wasn't specifically at you because you're usually
no.
you usually the guy that goes out on a limb and comes up, on the good side of things. But that was for all Chris, Kenneth Steele, Sadiq,
man.
everybody that had the Suns in however many games. Gene Stradamus, Bucks in 6. Actually, I think I took Bucks in 6 after every series after. Who did they play first? Miami?
Miami first swept them. Then they faced the Brooklyn
Was that
Nets.
Brooklyn? Yeah, then Atlanta.
Yep.
Then Phoenix. So I just felt like, the big three, Drew Holiday, Giannis, and Chris Middleton, I felt like they were the more talented team, even with the others. I feel like Bobby Portis, who was top 5 in three-point percentage in the league this year, Brook Lopez, who's been one of those guys. He just had to find his niche and be able to fit in with that team. Pat Connaughton, a guy who we've gotten to know over the years, who's a stellar athlete, but he kind of had, when it's about winning, you have to become selfless.
Yeah, you play
and
your
you give
role.
up some things.
Oh, absolutely.
PJ Tucker, who was in the worst position possible with the Houston Rockets earlier, probably didn't even want to hoop this year. But when they gave him an out and put him on a path to being able to contribute, things that most players in the NBA don't do. That's why PJ Tucker will always have a job, because he brings that element of the game that you need in order to be able to contend for a championship. So shout out to all them guys. Who are we miss? Who else?
Who are we missing?
Middleton, Holiday, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Giannis, Pat Connaughton. Who we missing? I know it's somebody. Even Brand Forbes, guys who played some good.
I hate that those are like all the names. Like all those.
That's only 7.
Yeah.
I know
His brother played a big part in it, even though he
Oh,
probably.
I love the man.
But sometimes those
Facts.
be them energy players.
Oh, man.
Again,
Without
guys
question.
who contribute to the
down,
ship.
like,
These
oh,
are guys
man,
in practice.
Yeah.
That was probably my
We down
favorite part.
20, man. We out,
Oh, he
like, nah, man, come on, let's go. And that right there.
Don't forget where we come from.
I think he played a huge part in Giannis's psyche.
100%. Did you see after the game when Malika Andrews?
Yeah,
first of all,
PJ Tucker.
Shout out to Malika.
Shout out to
Andrews.
Malika for holding it
She really
all
did
the
a
way
great
down.
job.
She held it all the way down.
Come a long way from the Tribune days for sure. But when they asked him about his players, his teammates and everything like that, and he gave him props. I thought it was great. Then they mentioned his brothers, and he lost his mind. I mean, I'm like, gee, this is why I mess with Giannis, bro.
100%.
It's like, yes, my brothers, we all got rings, fool.
He like, I know it's kind of funny at the dinner table when Buddy get to be the only one with
He
a
got
ring.
one before the God, you know what I mean?
But now I'm coming back,
And he got his brother a ring.
Right,
Gee, come on.
me and T-Dub,
That's too cold.
and I got a Finals MVP.
Come on, G. I'm at the table like this now. Y'all can hold that one. You can hold one of my MVPs.
Right.
I'm gonna hold the Finals MVP.
Yeah, a bunch of storylines around the Milwaukee Bucks, man. But shout out to them for
And honestly, Chris Middleton. We talk a lot about him, but I still don't know if we've given him his accurate due. This man played in the D League. You know what I mean?
second round pick.
Second round pick. This man has transformed his game, and he's one of the top players in the league. He is perfect for the Bucks. He's perfect. He's a perfect complement to what Giannis does. And man, G, like to see him with the trophy yesterday, it's inspiring. Like I'm looking around the league, like who's gonna be the next Chris Middleton? Who's the next guy to come out of nowhere and stay there? So
24-6-5 in the finals, man.
Come on.
Sounds good to me.
G,
If that's your second, if that's your Robin,
yeah, then you have a Robin. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing what the Bucks can do, next year. See if they run it back. You get that championship edge though, and you find out how to win a ring, like you become a better team.
last one on Giannis.
can I have a 50 piece? Sorry, I will put your. Can I put your camera? Do you mind or no?
Sure.
There's 150,000 people watching you right now.
Really?
Yes. So can I have please a 50 piece Mac Minis? 50 exactly.
Okay.
Not 51. Not 49. Chicken Minis. Yes. 50. And let me have a large drink, no ice, half Sprite, half lemonade.
Oh man.
That man said, not 49, not 51.
50.
I need 50.
Even.
50.
Oh man, yes. You know what? He's wearing the crown very nicely the day after. Okay, like that was some very GOAT king stuff to do the night after you drop 50 to win a ring.
Pull up in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Get on live.
And he said it was 150 watching.
Exactly.
50 watching at 8 in the morning, bro.
With 50 years, with a 50-year drought.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead and shine, bro. Have a beautiful summer. That championship parade, D.O., just make sure he we'll holler at him on Friday.
Yeah, D.O. just hit me on the chat, and he said the parade is tomorrow. It's gonna be lit. Last night was way too lit. Bucks and 6. They done let the GDs in the door. That's the theme song for the ship.
Trying to get us kicked off again, man.
Oh no, we not gonna play it though.
Trying to get us put off again, man.
Facebook was like, huh? What? No.
Yeah, he said that's the theme song for the championship. You know, Milwaukee.
Oh man, ain't nothing else to do in Milwaukee.
Folks, them is in the building. So shout out to all of the Milwaukee Bucks fans living it up, turning Milwaukee upside down right now.
Yes, indeed.
On the flip side, now we talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Got to, man. What? First of all, like I feel like I don't have much to hold against them. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mad at Devin Booker, man. You know what I mean? I feel like Chris Paul could have played better, and maybe we should start there. But I feel like that was a team that completely maxed out. That was a team that completely achieved everything they were supposed to achieve and has plenty to build on going forward. Like I just felt like it was their time going in. You know what I mean? You had all these guys where it was their first go round, as far as the playoff run goes, and then you got CP3 with the Cinderella story, with the kind of a Dirk kind of finals appearance where it's like you've been knocking on this door. We've expected you to be here before, and you didn't get there, but now you're here. It must be your time. That was kind of leading me into this series. But honestly, brother, they got the first 2 games, and unfortunately, I felt like they bottomed. You know what I mean? That was, going to try to steal some games in Milwaukee just wasn't in the cards, bruh. And I knew after they lost in Phoenix in Game 5 that it was over. You know what I mean? You don't go to a town that hasn't won a championship in 50 years with a player like Giannis and not take that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
As thirsty as he was.
As thirsty as he was, with 100,000 people in the vicinity rooting against you, it was going to be very hard for the Suns to pull that off. But moving forward, I mean, again, I feel like it's another win for a small market team. Like, if I'm a player, if I'm a free agent, the Phoenix Suns are at the top of my list of places that I might want to go. First of all, you're in Phoenix. You're already in Arizona, a beautiful place to live if you got money. Then you're playing for Monty Williams, who, you saw the emotion after the loss.
How player of it was him to go into the locker room and show them love, though?
I didn't expect him to do that. Like,
but that's a player.
I want to go play for Monty. You know what I mean? Like, it would be my mission. And I feel like you've seen that with the relationship with Chris Paul and the relationship they've had over his entire career. When he got back into coaching, you know what I mean? Chris Paul was there. So you see, you know what I mean, I feel like he's one of the best coaches in the league. And this is not the end for the Suns. I feel like this is just the beginning for them, And you disagree. You're not feeling that? Well, let me know.
I mean, I don't know about Phoenix being at the top of my list of places to go and play if I'm a free agent. I do agree with you as far as living in Arizona. But again, when you talk about, okay, Devin Booker, and we'll get to him in a minute, but when you think about Chris Paul, and you kicked it off with Chris Paul and saying maybe he could have played better, it's obvious that he could have played better. I think he maxed out. I think he was tired. I think, they finally faced a fully healthy team.
Yeah,
they kind of they were able to, and not to take anything away from Phoenix because they had a great season, but I think they maxed out. Like I said, I think the Milwaukee Bucks had the more talented team.
They had a great game plan. But we're going to wear Chris Paul out.
See, and I think Monty Williams was out-coached yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah, you got to double Giannis. Once you saw that there was no stopping him, you double him. Now you make somebody else beat you. I live with Chris Middleton beating me. I live with PJ Tucker knocking down a corner three. I live with Brook Lopez. I can't let Giannis get a 50-pack. Like you said, the most thirsty guy in the arena. I can't let him do me like that. It's not Michael Jordan.
Especially because I feel like the rest of the Bucks were obviously not. I mean, Drew Holiday shot terrible.
4
Chris
for
Middleton
19.
was gassed halfway through the third.
Bobby Portis, I think he had 16.
He was the only other one, though.
Exactly. So when you
Connaughton didn't score.
Right.
PJ Tucker wasn't doing it. Brooks Lopez looked like a Hakeem Olajuwon, dunking on people, but
when you look at the series in totality, the Phoenix Suns outshot Milwaukee, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw. They outshot them percentage-wise. So when you look at the stats, if you just looked at the stats, you would have thought, okay, the Phoenix Suns win this series.
Until you look at Giannis' stats.
And that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to it.
Damn near 60,
Monty Williams was out-coached yesterday. I don't think that's a piece of it, but again, I think just Milwaukee was the more talented team. We saw the Suns beat themselves. They were up 2-0. You lose 4 straight. This is the third time Chris Paul has been up 2-0 in the series. And again, it's a team effort. I hate to say Chris Paul like it's not a whole team effort, but when you know how it goes, when you're the leader of the team and when things go good, you get all the praise, but when they don't, you got to take the brunt of it. So, Chris Paul has some uncanny turnovers.
Man, the turn, and it seemed like the same turnover.
Yeah,
when
coming
he's
off
on
the
that
pick
left
and roll.
Show,
Yep.
And he
lose
loses
the ball.
What the hell?
That's because of the defense. When you got Drew Holiday and PJ Tucker, and this is what I talked to you about earlier in the year, when you establish your identity, they're gonna let you play in the finals. They're not gonna let all those touch fouls get away. So, but then when you establish yourself, so when you're Drew Holiday, a guy who's an elite defender, when you're PJ Tucker, a guy who's an elite defender who they let get up in you, you saw the way Drew Holiday was fighting through the picks. This is what I tell you about the difference in the playoffs and regular season. That's a switch and whatever during the regular season. But when it comes down to the last, when it's all is win it or go home, Drew Holiday was fighting through everything. The fact that he was in Devin, they say he was in his back pockets.
Oh, yeah.
He was in his front pocket.
Oh, yeah. And see, I feel like that's where my concern about D-Book comes from. Is two things. Is how frustrated he gets when it's not going his way. He just completely checks out.
A1.
And then he does not have the elite athleticism that I feel like could have took the Suns over the top. Did you see him miss that oop in the game yesterday? If he had a little bit more hops.
I don't even think it was that, T, because he's a very athletic dude. I just think that's who he is. Like right now, that's just who he is. I'm not gonna say it's his athleticism. It's just it's a moment that he had. This is his first time around, and now your balls get a little tighter.
Yeah.
You know
what? And tell me if this is a decent comparison. But he reminds me of the differences between Tim Duncan and KG. You know what I mean? Where I feel like he's more finesse. He's more Tim Duncan than than the nastiness that KG brings, But
and I understand exactly what you're saying, but Tim Duncan was nasty.
Yeah.
In his own right, you know what I'm saying?
Tim Duncan had, some stuff you couldn't handle.
Right.
You know what I mean? You couldn't do anything about it. When he was gonna kiss it off from the opposite shoulder,
right.
You couldn't do anything about that. I don't know if Book has that yet.
I don't think he has it yet.
I feel like he saw what the mid-range game could truly mean to him.
Period.
And I feel like he needs to live in that. Like, I felt like he was kind of indecisive when it came to the.
There's no kinda. There were numerous. If we had the game film right here, we could point out 5 to 6 possessions in that fourth quarter where you got to do something, bro.
Yeah,
If Drew Holiday is in your back pocket like that, then you got to call for a screen. You got to call for you got to do something to get you, because they're not winning. You're not winning with Chris Paul getting 30 and you having 19.
He was settling for tough shots and complaining about it. I'm getting fouled. I'm like, bro, do you see how everybody's getting fouled? Like,
but not even taking.
Yeah,
he's taken and made so many tough shots in these playoffs. But when the game is on the line, when it's win or go home, hey man, you got to be built for that.
Was he trusting his teammates too much?
No,
because I feel like Aiden missed a lot of easy shots.
He was a shook one. He was so shook. We don't even have to talk about DeAndre Ayton. He was so shook. Mobb Deep's first single was
from the start of
dedicated
it. The nerves
to
never shook. Like,
yeah,
he was in foul trouble.
He was shook.
Missing easy shots.
He was shook.
Letting Giannis baby him. Yeah.
Dev was shook.
You think so?
He was shook. Because again, Joe, this is something that's this, and who knows when they get back there. This isn't a given. So when those moments come, and you're not prepared, the moment got the best of him.
Yeah. It was only one player on the Suns where I felt like nerves wasn't a factor yesterday.
Chris Paul?
Campaign.
Wow.
I thought that Campaign started the game and was able to kind of keep them in there with his ability to score. But even Michael Bridges, I felt like was a little, I felt like the moment was on his mind. You know what I mean? When he missed that dunk. I'm like, bruh.
Who missed the dunk?
Bridges.
Yeah.
I'm like, gee, you put somebody on the poster all season with this move. You know what I mean? Like, this was your moment, and he missed it. So although Gene, I still feel like the rest of the league saw the Suns and felt like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I could play there. Jay Crowder came over there and did his thing.
Does Jay Crowder but this is what goes back to what DJ was saying. Does Jay Crowder return to Phoenix next year? Those crucial pieces that you need to win a championship. Because Jay Crowder's been on 3 different.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He's been on Utah.
He
was in Miami.
Yeah, he's on assignment for a championship.
Where can I go fit in? Who's on the verge and needs a tough guy?
With again.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like any team that is on the cusp of the finals would want Jay Crowder.
So check this out. Shout out to Cuz. Two is in the building.
Yes,
Cuz said Tim Duncan was Whitney Young nasty. KG is Farragut nasty. Them different nasties.
100%.
I said, well, I agree. But low key, I'm good with Timmy nasty.
Oh, Timmy nasty. Got you 5. Like, Timmy nasty is the best power forward of all time. But see, now here's where Tim was nasty. He knew that the fundamentals were good enough. Like, I don't need to play above the rim, G, because you can't handle my shimmy.
Right.
You can't handle my pump fake, fam. So why do I feel like I got to do any more that I can live in this world? And I feel like that is what I think Devin Booker kind of I'm hoping that he realized from the finals is that, look, bro, you don't have to be Steph. You don't have to be Dame. I'm like, bro, you can kill people inside that 3-point line. Dev Book working inside that 3-point line, G, I feel like it'd be top 3 players in the league in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I don't take anything away from Book. It was a lot of people putting him on this pedestal, talking about Kobe and mentioning.
Gee, what's wrong with people?
That's why.
Why do we got to do that?
That's why I don't get into these debates anymore. I don't even acknowledge.
I think that may be why I was looking at the athleticism, because I'm like, Kobe is sending that to hell. You know what I mean? With one hand, Yeah, I mean, he's not missing that.
Yeah, I think Book was just nervous.
Yeah.
I think he was nervous, and the big moment got the best of him. Hopefully, he'll get a chance to redeem himself. I liked his post game presser.
I didn't get a chance to see his.
He was basically just like, man, when we're playing in Cleveland next year, playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're not giving it our all, it's gonna remind me of times like this when
it's growing up, man.
And this is what I tell you. It's like, man, guys cruise through the regular season because that's just how it is, especially if you've been there before. You know what it takes to get there. You got to kind of preserve your body, preserve your energy because, it's low-key. Giannis had an IV after Game 5 in Phoenix.
Oh, man.
Because he had given all he could. So, again, when you think about that, man, and you think about what it takes to get there, and Devin Booker's he's a young dude, man. So now he knows what it takes. Now he knows the energy that it takes. It's gonna take everything out of you, man, when you trying to reach the mountaintop. So yeah, I just think the biggest moment got the best of him, and they just didn't have enough firepower, even outside of Devin Booker. Who's the third option? Mikal Bridges? I mean, he played a decent. Well, DeAndre Ayton, I guess, would be the third option. But like G Money just said, DeAndre Ayton got to give you more than 12 and 6 in a win or go home game. And I'm like, he had that because I couldn't tell.
It definitely looked like he didn't do anything yesterday. He was on the bench. They had Kaminsky in there.
Frank the Tank. That's what I'm like. I like Frank. I think Frank has a different skill set.
He can give you a little something off the
He
bench.
can, but when you need Frank in there
to give you minutes.
Yeah, especially in win or go home.
With Giannis out there, John looked at me halfway through the fourth like, he can't do anything. I'm like, gee, they not expecting him.
Right.
They know that it's a disadvantage.
They just need him to eat up some minutes.
And if he can find a way to get a bucket, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. I'm seeing, so Greg Ballard said Cameron Johnson looked good for the Suns. Cam Johnson looked good, but again, this is a young. What do you expect from Cameron Johnson in the NBA Finals?
Anything yesterday? I felt like he had some turnovers. Like it was another deer in headlights.
Big moments, man. Yeah. Just a guy that should be a junior in college.
He missed some bunnies, yeah. He should be a junior in college, bro.
So again, the Milwaukee Bucks were the more talented team. I think they did exactly what they sought out to do. Shout out to Mike Budenholzer because, like I said, man, he was maybe not on the hot seat, but his expertise and his game management and his ability to make the adjustment was being questioned. So I'm glad to see that he was able to.
That was weird. I mean, and just I felt like because he was helping his team, I feel like he was coaching his ass off, and was still under. I mean, even when they won yesterday, I'm like, gee, how does Bud? Hope he was able to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I know he was. It's the monkey off his back because he followed him from Atlanta. Remember, he was coaching the Hawks, and they were the number one seed. And
now he's an NBA champion.
It comes with the territory, man. You got to be able to fend that off. Lock in with your team because y'all are the only ones that really knows what's going on and what it takes to get there. So I think he mentioned that in his post-game presser, like, I know what's going on. I know what's being said about me, but the only thing that matters is this unit. And he's like, yeah, the coaches, and he was like, I hate to try to downplay us because, it's hard work. We're in the building from sun up to sundown. We do a lot of work. There's a lot of people that play a part in this championship. But, hey, man, the same thing I tell you, T. The players, man, these are the people that go out and execute. Those are the guys out there rebounding and taking charges and playing 48 minutes. So, you got to give a shout-out to the Bucks, man, for coming through and pulling it out for Milwaukee and bringing some love and some energy to that town, man. I couldn't tell you, even though I've had Bucks in 6, it never set well with me like the Milwaukee Bucks are the NBA 2021 champions.
I feel that. That's definitely one of the things I never thought I would say. You know what I mean? But it's very cool that those guys get to go ahead and spend the summer as NBA champions and defending the crown next year. I know the NBA is going to have a great time with some new marketing schemes for their boy Giannis. The prophecy is fulfilled. You know what the man Kobe told him on Twitter.
Man, did you? Next thing up, NBA champion.
Check. Go ahead, check that off the list, Giannis. And you know, before we end it, I feel like I have to say, when it comes to Giannis, just, man, tip your cap again to the level he was able to take his game. His path to last night is one of the most. It's one of the stories that you just feel so good about 100%. That you can't, you know, anybody that's not happy for Giannis, then smiling a little bit for Giannis right now, you may got to check self. You may got to see if everything is going on. Everything's going good with self, because the man took it to another level last night. It's always fun to witness that.
Definitely took it to another level.
I want a 50-piece.
Not 49, not 51. I need a 50-piece.
Imagine Giannis getting up like, man, I'm hungry. I'm going to
Chick-fil-A. That man wanted a 50-piece from Chick-fil-A, Joe.
Yeah, I bet you he ate it, too. I bet you he ate it. He's like, I went to Chick-fil-A and I got a 50-piece because I put 50 points on the Phoenix Suns on their way to my first NBA championship.
A 50-pack in the NBA Finals, bro.
I love that he has the real Nigerian accent. Like, yeah, bro. They're like, this is beautiful. You know what I mean? Congratulations to the Antetokounmpos and his brothers. You know what I mean? It's beautiful.
So I'm looking at Chris Williams, and I had this comment up for a second, and I wanted to make sure we addressed it. But Chris says, I got a question for you, Gino. Dame seeing Giannis win in Milwaukee, does he get inspired to stay and work through it? And Big Bro said, I had the same thought.
I hope not. I hope Dame saw that and was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I hope Portland called him and said, you know what, Dame, look at Giannis. That could be you. And I hope Dame hung up on him. Like, don't call me with this stuff. Gee, how many years has Giannis been in the league? 6 years?
2013.
And Dame is about to hit 10. Yeah, I mean, it's like.
8. It's a 2-year difference, really. Dame was 2011.
That's a long 2-year difference. That's a long time.
In NBA years, it is.
It's like, come on, Portland. The path to them being who the Bucks were last night. They don't have a Chris Middleton, bro. They don't even have a Brooks Lopez. You know what I mean? All they have is a Giannis. All they have is a Dame. You know what I mean? And no, Giannis has been in the league 8 years. Because him and Chris Middleton played 8 years. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, bro. No. Portland and Dame, I feel like, is a completely different situation. They're in the Western Conference instead of the East. The Bucks have been at the top of the East for the last 3 or 4 years. And the and the Trailblazers have been right under the top.
Mid or bottom playoff team.
Never at the top. No. At the end of the season. You know what I mean? And so
1 year they were the 3rd seed, which was last year, I think.
Yeah, man. Like, you know how I feel, Gene. Dame needs to take the gloves off, okay? This is I left you dig on the back of your baby mama's car. Come on, G. Like,
oh, wow.
The gloves are off. If I'm Dame.
Man.
If I'm Dame, I'm like, I saw Giannis and I'm like, it could have been me 2 years ago, but y'all kept me with CJ and y'all was nursing this Humpty Dumpty mug and Nurk and didn't give me any real pieces. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm Dame, I saw it yesterday and I'm like solidified.
Y'all threw me Enes Kanter and said, go to work.
Yeah, go to war with Enes Kanter. And I'm like, yeah, if he's my teammate, I'm a be Dame.
What choice do I have?
But I feel like what Dame said about the roster, when in the last interview I ended up reading that Chris Haynes.
I read it.
Did you see? He said, I don't think you can look at this roster and
say
be like,
that this is a contender.
Yeah.
No, you're a fool if you think that.
Big time. So I don't think Dame saw that.
And the fact that he said, how do we lose to a Denver Nuggets team without 2 of their top 4 to 5 players?
Dame is
he seeing the light?
Closing the door behind him. You know what I mean? Like,
do you see Dame in Portland next season?
I do. The thing that makes me frustrated is because I do see Dame.
Right.
I hope that he finds a way out. Like,
and he's not a free agent until 2024. So how about that?
and I feel like that's the funny thing. Like, Dame is coming out and saying, I haven't made my decision on my future. But I'm like, but you signed the contract. Like, yes, yes, you did.
I'm signing 4-year, 196 extension too. I could play in Terre Haute, Indiana if you want me to.
Imagine if I'm a Trailblazer executive. I'm like, what you mean, bro? Like, you ain't made your decision on your future. Yes, you did. You
did.
You got a bag from us.
You made 196 reasons why you made your decision.
Portland, the walls are closing in, and you may have to watch Dame hoist the Larry O'Brien for another town. But real quick, shout out to the Louis Vuitton case.
Culture,
the
man.
Trophy came in yesterday. That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, I know that ain't the trophy in there. Like, they usually just got.
No, the trophy has been in the Louis case.
It's been in the Louis case?
Yeah, it was in the Louis case last year.
Oh, I like that addition, bro. Like, that's if I'm the team, I want the case too. Like, make
somebody
sure
on the yes. Who took the case? Bobby Portis?
Oh, Bobby Portis. The case may be somewhere in K-Town right now. Who knows, bro? Okay.
Have you seen Bobby Portis and your boy Tim Anderson stacking them?
Oh, come on.
What's going on, man?
Tim Anderson?
Does he stack them every time he crosses the plate?
Well, at second base, he's always looking
stacked them.
You're stacking them, but he's looking like at his guys. You know what I mean?
Stacking them.
He's definitely stacking them, but BP,
on Bernard.
See, that's can it be like
Joe? Have you ever DJ?
No, absolutely not.
Have you ever seen any other player in the NBA besides Quentin Richardson? Who Zach Randolph and Big Dog and Juwan and they was all
throwing up.
They was all
hit threes.
They was all gangsters. But have you
see Derrick Rose stack GD? Damn it.
Yes, sir.
Every time.
And with the actual GD.
So many on my Snapchat.
Yes, sir.
So many on
I mean, we saw him with the.
Oh, come on.
I watched
the
him
pose.
He was in a playoff. Damn.
Yes, sir. Didn't he stacked him when he hit the game winner in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
No, he actually.
Oh yeah.
So he was Moel then, huh?
Look, Bobby Portis totally stacked them in the fourth. I noticed. I was like, oh damn, Bobby, you on biz right now, huh?
The effect that the Chicago culture has on our athletes.
Oh, 100%.
Devin said Monte Ellis. He didn't stack him though. He just shook up.
And honestly, AD shakes up.
Everybody.
LeBron.
Remember they was on LeBron Hills talking about, man, y'all see AD got LeBron shaking up. Taylor be shaking up.
What? Absolutely, bro. Like,
is that universal now?
Yeah, I think
y'all done turned shaking up the rakes universal, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Absolutely, bro. Like,
they done let the GDs in.
They done let the GDs in the dough,
and they may be here to stay, bro. They kicking up their feet. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I saw Tim Anderson stacking them. I said, "Oh, these guys are something else."
See,
man.
now I'm like Tim.
Never.
Who is Tim kicking it with? Like,
well, he kick it with the BDs though.
Damn, like, cause the Mexican, I mean, his homie Photogenesis, his personal photographer who was
he a Mexican homie.
He's a Mexican homie.
Okay.
BD'd up.
Well, I know he ain't throwing up no BDs or no rakes.
You got the way he talks on Twitter is like he is. So, but
Hey Dre, I see Dre in the building. Dre, is BP stacking them on Larry Bernard or not?
Saying Jesus.
Cause
yes, when in doubt,
free Larry,
GD,
free Larry, free Jeff.
Bobby Portis spent some time though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you said, the Chicago gang culture.
Never forget we saw Bobby on Instagram with the West Side Thotties.
I wasn't even, bruh.
DJ. Smart redhead, man. West Side Thotties.
Authentic, okay?
BP was in the trenches, Joe.
Authentically, man. It's like Bobby. Who in the hell?
That day.
Oh yeah, them.
Bobby was having a great time, okay?
Shout out to Bobby, man. I'm real happy for Bobby, Joe.
You know I went and looked at the one-on-one.
Come on, man.
The first time Bobby got the love after the free Bobby
Remember,
Portis.
we started a whole
Free
movement.
BP,
Bobby
bruh.
Portis was not seeing any time on the Bulls. The Bigs started the free BP, free Bobby Portis movement. The hashtag was free BP until who let him off the oak? Was it Freddie Hoy?
It was Freddie Hoy. And you know, he was rocking with the Bigs. Freddie Hoy was like, you know what? Forget it. BP, you're free.
BP, you're free. Shout out to the Bigs, man. They called for it. The fans responded. It's Bobby time.
And even in, the first interview we did when he was a rookie to the last one we did with Bobby Portis when he was in that red suit.
Yes, sir. When he was in Washington, he was on.
Wait,
he was still with the Bulls?
He was still with the Bulls. This is right before he got traded. Remember?
Okay.
And his character, his personality just was shining at that point.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, so to see him get the mic in the
NBA
get
Finals.
the interview in the NBA Finals,
Yes,
the
sir.
fans wanted Bobby. Come
Bobby.
on, bruh. Like, I hope that Bobby Portis always has a home. I hope that Milwaukee is, treats him good and keeps throwing bags at him. But of course, the fans love him. Of course.
So here go Reese trying to. So Reese says that's what the Sox do when they get hits. It's a sign of getting hits. So stacking them on Larry Bernard is now a sign of the team getting hit.
Reese, that's what I was trying because
see, man, you hear this, man?
Stack them. He's saying stack up some hits. But all I'm saying is I know he does it every time. Definitely an extra base hit. He's gonna be on second, looking at the bench,
stacking
them. Where he learned it from. Where it became a thing, who knows?
And Dre says, I believe so. He's Larry crazy.
Who?
Bobby Portis.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dre's man. BP is Dre's man. So
Dre, are you the culprit? Like,
Dre, you stacking them on Larry on the low, man?
You giving Bobby the one-on-one was good.
Well, the NBA is over.
Man.
The NBA draft is what? Next Thursday?
Next Thursday. But, man, honestly, Gino, I feel like every time I realize there's no more NBA, I get kind of sad. I had a great time watching the guys I watched this year, man. I loved watching my boy John Morant. I loved watching the Phoenix Suns all year. I loved the resurgence of the big man this year. Shout out to the Joker taking the MVP. And but again, shout out to Giannis, dog, who went God level in the NBA Finals, 50 points in the clinching game. We ain't never gonna forget that one,
Yeah, he definitely stepped his game up and
5 blocks, bro.
5 blocks, bro. 50 points.
Turned into Ray
rebounds.
Allen from the free throw line. Yeah.
The most crucial part of last night's game was his 17 or 19 from the line. Stepped up, hit them when they counted.
Joe. Every one of those had to break the Suns' heart a little bit.
Because you thinking, he
he
got to
gonna
miss
jab,
one of
buddy.
these.
Yeah, G just killing them.
Man, when they was hitting nothing but bottoms, I'm like, oh, buddy is locked in.
I told Ja, I was like, G, his practice form, I was like, oh, he got the form down today.
It was rushing him. He like, oh, okay, cool. He cashed.
Keep my shoulders in.
58 to 85 real quick. Then he switched it up.
Don't have the 20,000 people counting in his eardrums. Way to lock in and not let your team have to go back to Phoenix and fight to get out of there. So again, shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks, the 2021 NBA champions, bringing the Larry O'Brien Trophy back to the mill, man. The G Money says still ain't nobody going on vacation in Milwaukee.
I mean, what can you do there? Besides go to a Bucks game, a Packers game or something.
Tour Marquette University. Well, that's Green Bay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, you can
sorry. Woo.
You can take a tour of Marquette.
I can't think of anything else to do. Take a tour of Marquette University. I don't think anybody's going to want to do that. not anybody that's not considering hooping there, but yeah.
Let's see it. Did I miss any comments that I wanted to get to? I don't, man. Again, shout out to everybody in the comments section, everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, the Gram, whatever's your social media vice of choice is to lock in with the brothers. The love is much appreciated. You in the building? The Sox still here, or what's going on the south side?
Sox are in the middle of killing the Minnesota Twins
right now.
Not right now. They got a night game tonight. First pitch at 7. But they took 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Right now they had a doubleheader on Monday where they split, and then they came back and beat the Twins yesterday 9-5 after being down.
Okay.
So there's 17 games up on the Twins in their division. I said on the last Diamond Talk Live that the division is almost wrapped up. They're like 12 games up on the Indians now.
Wow.
And I'm who are in second place. And I started to wonder, like, can we look at home field advantage
throughout the
AL playoffs? I feel like the goals are shifting for the guys right now.
What is the trade deadline move? Is it a right-hand reliever for the pen? What's the move for the White Sox?
They may need a couple moves for the Pens, you know? I mean, if it's been anything that's been in bad shape, it's been that bullpen. The bullpen, you know what I mean? Ryan Berg got beat up last night, but it was the bats that saved him. The game before, Michael Kopech got used up before the doubleheader, so you bring in Matt Foster, which is his first time. It was his first appearance off of the DL, 60 days, and got knocked around a little bit, you know what I mean? And you bring in Cody Hare, he gets knocked around a little bit. Right now it's kind of scary because the only trusted arms that you have in the bullpen, it feels like, are Michael Kopech and Liam Hendricks.
Yeah,
so
I think definitely if like you said, you would know better than me, but I think at least one righty.
And they tried to bring Ronaldo Lopez up as like a long relief guy, and no. You know what I mean? Like, he, unfortunately, I feel like you've seen everything you're going to see from him. We may not see him again. But totally, Gino, like, you may need more than one, but you absolutely need one. You know? But when it comes to bats, you got Eloy right around the corner. You got Luis, who's going to be playing his first rehab assignment today in Winston-Salem.
What's that? Is that A-ball?
That's A-ball.
Okay.
And
good start.
It's he won't be there for long.
Right.
If he's on the same trajectory as Eloy, I feel like both of them will be up around the same time.
Yeah, but do it slowly. Ramp them up. Definitely. And do it slowly.
You know what kind of like pissed me off yesterday, Gino? This man Eloy. Did you see he made a diving catch in the middle of the AAA game?
Why does he have why is his glove? Why are they still allowing him to bring a glove to the ballpark, bro?
I don't understand it. But even more than that, I don't understand why Eloy is diving in a meaningless game after missing all of that time. It's like, when are you gonna understand, my boy?
So they had to have this talk with him, right?
They had, like, they did. I mean, that they ran it down his face. Like, we really don't want you in left. We really only want you to hit. That's cool with us. But we're going to put you in left just so if you have to play left in the show for a little bit, it won't be out of anywhere. You know what I mean?
But this is something that me and you talked about a couple weeks ago. It's about him realizing it's not about you, bro.
Man,
it's about your team, and you have to become selfless and realize that you're hurting your team. You've
100%.
hurt your team already by not being there for almost 3/4 of the season.
Petty attempt at a catch that you had no chance at in the game, in the last day of the spring training.
That meant absolutely, positively nothing.
It was the same thing last night, and of course he laid on the ground. He did the typical Eloy thing where he like snow angel. And it's like, gee, are you hurt? Like, you can't do this anymore. Like, you mean too much. You cannot do this anymore. We don't need you to be busting web gems out here. And now I feel like your hand is forced. Like, now I really have to never let you see your glove again. Like, you're a DH. And if we'll worry about you doing anything else if we get to the World Series, fam. Like, you know what I mean? It's like Eloy has to get smarter out there, Joe. And it kind of blew me that he did that in a meaningless AAA game. I'm like, bro, let that mug get a hit. I'm like, let that ball drop.
Right.
Like, no. And of course, he landed all on the shoulder he had surgery on. I'm like, just not smart. It just gets to a point where it's not smart. But he's okay. He should be up soon. And if him and Luis can provide anything, I don't want to. I feel like fans are forgetting the fact that it's going to take them some time to adjust. But I feel like if you get them in there in the first couple of weeks of August, you have ample time. You know what I mean, I feel like that's all the time in the world for them to be ready by the playoffs. So, Rick Hahn, you know what I mean? I feel like you got a executive of the year candidate that's back there, stirring the pot. So I expect them to get another arm. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring another infielder over. You know what I mean? And it's not a lot of infielders available, that will be more than a rental. But I still feel like it's a couple of areas that I'm expecting Rick Hahn to touch on that's going to, this team will be ready for the playoffs. I don't think they'll have the holes that they have now. But at the same time, you still gotta absolutely adore what the starting rotation is doing. Lucas Giolito came out and had his best outing of the year versus the Houston Astros. Carlos Rodon came out and I don't know what this man is doing behind the scenes, but man, he's pitching his butt off.
Gotta check his P, man.
The man is slinging it right now. 99 in the 6th and 7th inning, bro. He's hitting 3 digits. But Lance Lynn, who just got a contract extension for 2 years, he'll be here for until 2022.
2 years, 38.
2023, yes.
2 years, 38 mil. Smart move.
Brilliant move. I mean, he's a White Sox.
Is it about trying to shore up the last bit of your career, trying to become a winner, or is it about trying to eke out an extra $2 to $3, $4, $5 million on your contract?
I think it's a little of both, but I think it's more about, from the White Sox perspective, you kind of draw a line of you set a standard. I mean, like Lance Lynn is the standard for your pitching staff, and I feel like you're going to be cutting under him. Like Dallas Keuchel, we may not. We'll see how it goes after this year. What his role will be after this year. You know what I mean? But then you talk about Michael Kopech being right there. Michael Kopech, Lance Lynn, Lucas Giolito, Dylan Cease, that should be your rotation for the next 3-4 years.
But when you look at Lance Lynn, a guy who's probably going to be in the running for the AL Cy Young, his bag could have been a little bit more than 20 M's a year. So I feel like what you said is true, but also about just shoring up. This is a White Sox team who could be exactly. You're looking at the bigger picture, and being able to secure a spot when you got Eloy, Luis, Tim. You still got Jose and the core guys that'll be here for the next few years. To try to build on that. So that was a good move by Lance Lynn to show some loyalty
100%
to the White Sox. So that was good to see.
It's a Rick Hahn move again, bro. Rick Hahn, kind of a thief in the night, because I feel like he got Lance Lynn for Dane Dunning, and a lot of the fan base was like, Dane Dunning looks like he could be a guy. He's sharp. Why are we giving him up right now? Well, you look at, because Lance Lynn is a freaking dog. You know what I mean? Lance Lynn is ready to go right now, and could start game 1 of the World Series of an ALCS. That's the kind of pitcher he's been this year. So yeah, man, you love to see them beating up on the Twins. I had to tell my guy yesterday, because he came in like, oh, the White Sox came back and beat the Twins. I'm like, I know, fam. Like, but they better had.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The win that the Twins got.
In that game 1,
it was only the second time they beat the Sox this year, and it was the first time.
And that was Lance Lynn. He only gave up 1 run, right?
Yeah, they won at extras.
Right.
The Twins won that game at extra innings. So yeah, man. And this Twin series is cool, but it's a tune-up for what's around the corner, which is the Milwaukee Brewers. We got the probable starters for the week for the next series.
That's the next series?
The next series, they're going to Milwaukee.
Come on, help the brothers
and
out,
Cleveland.
man.
Yeah.
Help the brothers out, man.
Bruh, the pitching matchups for this series are absolutely amazing. I think the average ERA is like
under
2. Yeah.
Woodard,
And I don't like who. Like I didn't know the
no.
Bulls were pitching like
yeah.
that, bro.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know they was slinging it like that.
Brandon Woodward, Heiser. I can't think of my other guy's name, but yeah, they got 3 demons.
Yeah.
Then they got Devin Williams, who was NL Rookie of the Year last year, coming out the pen. They got to keep Josh Hader coming out to save them games.
He's one of the guys, for sure.
Yeah, man, help the brothers out, man.
I know the Cubs, pulled a couple out of their hat. Yes, they had a huge win yesterday.
Yeah, 6-run ninth. It's funny to see Javi. Javi's probably the only player in the league that can have an at bat like that. He can look just totally trash one pitch, and then the very next pitch he
sending one up the middle,
barrels it up, and it was only so much room up the middle, and he got it through right through the shortstop and the second baseman to cut that lead to 6-5. But yeah, just a great effort by those guys not giving up. And I mean I think they're down 8.5 games right now, 2 games behind the Reds, 8.5 behind the Milwaukee Brewers. So crazier things have happened. The trade deadline is approaching. I know Chris Bryant was removed from the game last night due to a little hamstring issue. It's nothing. He said he was fine, but I know
he's scared to living crap out of everybody.
Are they pulling him because he's on his way to another city? But no, Rossi was like after in the presser, he was like, man, I wish I could have told Jason Carr. I could have gotten to him earlier and not let you guys know that KB was having hamstring issues, so you guys could have come up with your stories and your storylines. But yeah, man. So it interesting stuff, coming before the trade deadline. I definitely look forward to seeing the changes. It's not looking like Chris Bryant is going to return. Craig Kimbrell will probably be, the next guy on I'm not for or against it. I just want to see, Craig Kimbrell end up in a spot where he can succeed and continue to be the guy he's been. If they keep him here, cool. I don't think so. But I don't see a Chicago to Chicago trade happening with Kimbrell, Bryant, or anyone else. But I'm definitely interested to see which route Jed is going to go, which route the Ricketts are kind of going to, want to lead him to. But like I said, crazier things have happened. But if I had to put my money on it right now, the White Sox will be the Chicago team representing Chicago in the in playoff baseball this year. But the Cubs are finishing up a series in St. Louis. Tomorrow night, they will be back home Friday to face the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are the worst team in the league. They took 2 of 3 from them in Arizona earlier, so they've won 3 out of 5 coming out of the break. So you never know, man. But, Diamond Talk Live coming from T tonight on the South Side. I'll be back in the building Friday at Wrigley Field, and we are giving you guys your baseball fix for Chicago. So make sure y'all stay tuned, locked in with us, man. This is another edition of On the Soil. I guess we're going to call this NBA Finals, the NBA Finals edition.
The wrap up.
Again, shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for bringing it home.
Is it safe? Can we talk Bulls? No, I'm just talking about moving forward.
If you want to.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this draft goes. Zach LaVine, he's on his way to Tokyo.
Oh, so he's cleared?
He after the game concluded last night, they sent out an email saying he had cleared health and safety protocols and it will be on his way to Tokyo today.
Come on, man. We got to bring that goal home. Nothing less, man. I'm not trying to hear nothing less. So
come on, Zach.
With that being said, man, it's another edition of On the Soil. Shout out to all of the family members in the building, keeping the comment section live.
Yes, indeed.
There would be none of this without the family members, so the love is much appreciated. Shout out to our boy DJ Reese the Ruler holding us down behind the boards, doing all the hard work. WeCo Wednesdays tonight, man.
It's lit, man. Y'all, please come check it out. I have a sex liberator coming through. She is a professional dater. So what she does is guys pay her to go on dates and time. So yeah, she sells panties. She does a lot. So I ain't gonna get you. I'm just tune in tonight, 8:30. But it's gonna be some other shows. At 6, we also have Chris the Critic. So yeah, I come in here and rock out with Chris the Critic and Gina B. They're gonna rock it from 6 to 7. From 7 to 8:30, we got In the Zone with my boy. So yeah, I definitely Brian Foster. So definitely come out here and check it. And then it'll be me, Reach the Ruler with Toy and a special guest, Elaine Gordon. We will be here. She's a sex liberator, okay?
Sex liberator.
Sex liberator, okay? We don't judge in there, okay? Sex liberator. She gonna come tell her truth and tell what she got going on. I'm telling you, man, it's a must.
I'm looking forward
grab
to
your
this
popcorn. I'm telling you,
I'll be in tune.
It's a must, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir, DJ.
Man, for myself, for my player partner T-Tom, for the What's in It for the Black People Media Network, our boy Maze Jackson always holding it down 6 to 9 p.m., 9 a.m. every morning on the Maze Jackson Show, the Book of Don, Muwakil's World, and everybody else on the network, man. We appreciate the love, and we will be back in the building Friday. So, with that being said, show love, spread love, stay away from the haters. Circulate the dollar with your people, man. Make sure you circulate that dollar. And oh, yeah, shout out to Jeff Bezos, man. Shout out to Jeff Bezos for thanking all of his Amazon employees and everyone anyone who's a part of anything that I think everyone in the world has bought something off of Amazon. Somebody's got Amazon Prime. We all contribute to Jeff Bezos' extreme wealth. But he thanked us all for being idiots yesterday and flying him and his cronies to space. So Jeff Bezos, he could have just taken a one-way up there and stayed in outer space, if you ask me. But, yeah, shout out to Jeff Bezos for something I care nothing about. So, with that being said, in the words of the late, great poet laureate, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
We out, man.
For the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin now.
They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the bigs, it's the bigs, it's the bigs, and not because our size, it's the bigs, it's the bigs. They calling us the